Hey, this is Wonderful Will of the Bag Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Bag Show. We appreciate your support in advance. Peace.
Hey y'all, we're gonna do another episode of the Bag Show. We're around, we're hanging in, we're gonna be here for another 100 years. So y'all might as well go ahead and enjoy what we got. Get on there, subscribe, leave comments and all that stuff. And if you don't know, you should know, TUBESOX Spam is in the house. And I got my co-host also. Introduce yourself, man.
Y'all know who I am. The fabulous Mr. Wonderful Will. I hope everybody's doing great today, man. Man, we're going to do a little unique story. Not a story, but a topic, we kind of thought of. But, TUBESOX Spam, that was a good idea, man. How about letting the audience know what's going on?
Yeah, man, we're going to do something I haven't seen much online about stories. You see everybody doing college. I mean, no, not college. We're going to do college stories. But I've seen prison stories, cop stories, the Karen stories, all kind of stories. But I haven't seen people coming up talking about colleges as a black student, at a black university, the HBCUs, or a black student going to a white college. So we're going to try to do this and bring it back like on the a different world tip, and try to increase black college student enrollment, especially for black males. We need to get y'all in there. And we're going to do the same thing that they did in the 80s and the 90s that they did with the started with the Cosby Show, and then with Different World, increase enrollment. So y'all can listen to these stories and hear what we got to say.
Yeah, just right before you get started, you in our profession, we heard a lot of people talking about like police officers talking about all kinds of stories about some of their experiences, whether it's some good things, some bad things, some things that's funny, some memorable things, and such as, the same thing you talk to people who's in the military or been in the military, those who was doing, say, like the Desert Storm War, they will tell you certain type of story, what happened. But we would like to do the same thing in reference to our college experience, but this is going to be the episode 1 called TUBESOX Spam going to tell his college experience, and episode 2 of this topic, I will tell my college experience. But today we're going to let TUBESOX Spam have the floor. Hey, yo, man, give us this good information.
Okay, yeah, we're going to, when we first came up with this idea, I was thinking about, going chronological order, like starting from your freshman year, but I'm not going to do that. Well, at least on this first episode, I'm just going to start with just one story that it's a universal. Everybody can relate to this. If you went to college, everybody, even the black students, white students, Asians, Hispanic, everybody can relate to this. But it's about the hookup. If you went to college, you had a hookup somewhere. If it wasn't at a cafeteria or a restaurant, grocery store, the movies, somewhere, everybody tried to have a hookup, man.
Yeah.
In college.
Yes,
I don't know about you, if you had any, but
yeah, it's funny you say that though, because they always say college students are very poor people. If if your family is not well off, when if your parents just send you a check for your tuitions, back then a lot of people had get student aid, like financial aid, help them get through college. But what I'm saying is, you will come with some type of hustle to get it, just to survive, not to be a criminal or anything and stealing, but when you don't have much at that time, you will try to develop some type of hustle for your own survival.
You're gonna really, unless you're a rich kid, that you won't need a hookup. But if you're not a rich kid, you will have to eventually try to find something, some type of hookup. Yeah. Even if it's even if it's like a discounted hookup, you still want something, But we're gonna start it off about, this was a grocery store hookup. We had a grocery store hookup. One of our I had 3 roommates. There's 4 of us in the apartment. But we you know, had my homegirl. She worked at I believe it was a Publix, like a new. I know it was a newer restaurant. I believe it was a Publix, but she worked at the restaurant, and so we had been going there, you know, doing the hookup. You know, she had like a lot of people, not just us, but a few other people that were getting the hookups going there, and so we would go probably about just once a month. You know, you don't want to wear your hookup.
You talking about a grocery store, right?
Yeah, at the grocery store.
Okay, just to clarify that.
Yeah. And so we would go there, go to the grocery store, and well, depend on which one of our roommates went, because we had one roommate. Sometimes he would go and he'll come back with sardines, peanut butter, and you know, little stuff that we could buy normally. And I know one time he came back with Maalox and stuff. I'm like, man, dude, don't ruin the hookup like that, man. Get the stuff that we want but can't afford, man. Get that stuff. Don't go back getting peanut butter and jelly and stuff like that, man. Because you know, it's a waste. Basically, to me, that would be a waste of a hookup. You know, as long that would be fine as long as you got the other stuff that you know that you wanted, like the steak, the chicken, the ribs, and all that stuff. That's the stuff we used to get, right?
Right.
And so, man, we had one incident where me and two of my roommates, it was just three of us. We went because you know, back then in the day when we were in college, not that many black students had cars, man. It's like maybe 1 out of 10, maybe even 1 out of 20 black students had a car. But I know when I went to my homecoming that was a while back. I used to go to the homecoming every year. But when we went in, man, almost every student down there had a car, and nice cars too, man. You'll see them driving Cadillacs, Escalades, Tahoes, Mercedes, BMWs, Buick, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, man, they had everything, man. I'm like, it's a changed world from the time that I went to college to now. But all the colleges got students got cars, black students. And so anyway, one of my I think he was, because I had two roommates and they had cars, but one of them his car was down. So anyway, you know, we done went to the restaurant. To the grocery store. Went big shopping, boy. We was doing balling shopping, man. They got crab legs, boxes of fish, ground beef, chicken, man, anything you can think of, man. It was the good stuff that we had got, man. That buggy.
Right. But I want to interrupt you right quick, just for our audience. Do you mind telling what school you attended?
No, I'm gonna leave that for this time. I'm gonna leave it for the second show. Y'all watch the next show. Well, no, the third show when I break it in. So we're gonna try to get y'all to guess and see if you can figure out who this is. So
okay.
This is gonna be, and then we're gonna offer a special giveaway if anybody can guess what school it is. So we're trying to get viewers. Y'all need to come up. Before, when we restarted the show a couple of years ago, we went from over 250-some-thousand subscribers, and we had to start all over. But we're back, and we know all of y'all are going to find us and join us. So, yeah. So anyway, man. So we walking around the store, man, buggied up, man. Got the buggy like 9 months pregnant, man. Just food overflowing out the buggy, man. All kind of good stuff, right? And so while we walking around, we got in line, waiting in line, and during the whole time when we went in there, one of my roommates smoked. We didn't know at the time what he had done, but anyway, I guess he had tried to gank the store for some cigarettes, and we didn't know. The other two, me and my other roommate, we didn't even know what had went on. So we just standing in line waiting on our turn to get up there and get like probably $200 worth of groceries for like maybe $4 or $5. And so we sitting up there waiting. As soon as it gets time for us to start checking out, we already had started putting stuff on the little belt, man, for the stuff to go get rung up and everything. And all of a sudden, man, this dude, the undercover security, came up and approached one of our roommates and was like, "Hey, I saw you trying to steal some cigarettes." And we were looking like, what? Who in the world? Everybody stealing those cigarettes? And so my roommate, the one that he was accusing of, you know, he started going off, you know, ain't nobody trying to steal no damn cigarettes, man, this and that and this and that. And he started, you know, making a little scene. It was like, I don't know if y'all know, but like in a country town, if you got like a new grocery store, it's gonna be crowded, man, because you know they country towns, they got really nothing in. And so, you know, folks were looking at us, and we standing here looking at each other, you know, with barely 2 nickels in our pockets to rub together, but probably over $200 worth of groceries, looking at each other, you know, knowing that we don't have the money to pay. And then you got the store security there, and like one of the managers standing up there by the thing. So we looking around, and man, we just had to play it off, because knowing we didn't have any money, and you know, we didn't want to try to get, you know, give up our hookup and let them know what was going down. And so, man, I had to reach in my pockets and, you know, search around for a wallet with money that I knew wasn't in my pocket. So I'm just reaching in my pocket like, oh man, I left my wallet, man. Did you get the money? Mother roommate, nah, man, I thought you got it. Like, oh man, nah, we ain't got it, man. So we had to get up out of the store and leave, you know, and left all that stuff in there, man. You know, it was a bunch of stuff. I guess they had, you know, I know they had to put it up on their own, but we had to leave it out, man. So we got back, you know, left, went to the parking lot and went in there. And then my other roommate was going off on one of my roommates, like, man, what the man, you was trying to steal some damn cigarettes? And he, you know, he thought it was funny by then, you know, after he done, you know, bluffed him, made him think he wasn't trying to get him. And he was like, yeah, man, I saw a dude, man, start following me, man, every aisle. And so I put him back. And I was like, man, over some cigarettes, man, dude, we could have just chipped in and bought you some cigarettes, because I think cigarettes back then were maybe $2, man. Yeah, something like that. And I'm like, we could have bought the cigarettes, man, you know, or just thrown them in the thing. I don't know why he decided to steal them. But then he cost us all of that good stuff, man. All of that stuff that we had, man. We had to just leave it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it was just funny, man. I know whenever we get together, they be, you know, we always like to tell all them old school stories about, you know, about college, because college, man, was like the funnest time of your life. If you went to college and stayed, even if you didn't graduate, but if you stayed 1, 2, 3 years, man, that's the funnest part of living, you know, when you get there. Because, you know, after you get out of college,
everything changes.
Yeah, looking for a job, man.
It's time to grow up now.
Yeah, get married or have kids, in relationships, and responsible for everything. But most of the time when you're in college, even if you do work and have a job, it'll be like a, you know, then what do you call those little student type jobs?
Work study.
Yeah, work study. And it won't be like you working a full 40 hours a week, you know, but when you get out of college, you know, that's when you got the full responsibilities of being grown. But while you're in college, man, it's fun. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, you don't have that responsibility of paying bills and all that thing. You know, that type of, unless you move off the campus like I did, but if you're living on a campus and everything, you know, I mean, it's easier, but you just don't have much privacy. But other than that, yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah, it was going on campus, because I know when I stayed on campus, I only stayed in apartments. Well, and really they say off campus, but it was real close to on campus where we stayed.
Right.
But other than that, I went one summer quarter, and I stayed in an apartment, and then after I stayed in an apartment, like in my senior year for like two semesters or 2 quarters, I stayed in there. But you know, most of all the other times, you got like your student union, you got restaurants there, you got all those campus restaurants all across campus, and plus your what do you call it, cafeteria. You know, right. Like usually they'll have like one real big cafeteria, and then you got a bunch of stuff spread around the campus where you could,
like a
we
student
had a
snack
card.
bar or something.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
had our student ID, and that had all your information. So if you
Right.
went there, you know, and bought something, you could just go to really almost any one of the restaurants on the campus until you get off. Like if you got a meal plan, that's how we did it. If you had a meal plan and canceled it, because a lot of people would cancel their student meal plans, especially if you played like sports or if you had a scholarship or something. They would let you, I don't even know if they would really let you, but you could get away with it, canceling your meal plan, and they would give you the money. But if you did that, then you're responsible for your food for the quarter or semester, however long. And that's when hookups become very important in your life.
Yeah, I told you, man. You'll find, if you know, I never do anything like that. I never steal like that, or I won't try to run some type of game. When you take your ass to college and you tired of being broke, you'll conform. Trust me.
I don't even consider that. I don't even consider that stealing, man. That's just college life, man.
Yeah, I'm saying that's part of the thing. That's what I had that mentality. But I tell you my story. I got some funny stuff too.
Yeah. I know we used to have people would go into even in the cafeteria. They would go up because we had like two big, huge openings. You know, where you come in and there was a lady that she sat on a little chair and would check your ID. Well, you had to, you tap your ID to get in.
Right.
But then on the other end was the exit. And we used to get people who would just walk up. They'd be walking down the hall and then they would walk in backwards. Like try to walk in backwards, man. So the lady wouldn't know and just sneak into the cafeteria. Because they had, in the cafeteria, everything was basically a buffet. You get whatever you wanted. And so, but it was a lot of people used to sneak in there, man. That was the easiest sneak in place. But but if as long as you're on scholarship, you didn't too much have to worry about it unless you moved off campus. Well, not even moved off campus. You could move off campus and still keep your meal plan. It was just if you canceled your meal plan, and then once you cancel a meal plan, then you're on your own. But it was a blast, man. In college, if any of you haven't been to college, or if you have like children, nephews, or nieces, anything that are close to getting that age of going to college and they're thinking about not going, if they don't have plans, you need to really put this show on and let them hear what we got to say. Because college is the funnest time of your life, man. That is, it's so fun, man. It's crazy.
Enjoy it, because I'm telling you, like I said, once you graduate, everything changes. You got to grow up. You got to take life a little more serious, because your parents about tired of your ass. They say, time you found a job, time to go.
Yeah, because, man, and I've seen these little, you see these little 14, 15, 16-year-olds walking around angry, just angry at the world. And I used to tell them kids, I'm like, man, what in the world you don't have a thing to be mad about, especially these ones that they growing up like the Cosby Show kids, got the mother and father, they got a car, got this and that. I'm like, y'all ain't even coming up. Y'all ain't coming up like the kids in the Fat Albert Show. Y'all ain't, got to play in the junkyard. Y'all got it going on, walking around mad. I'm like, man, if you are 15, 16, 17, even 18, you have no reason to be walking around angry with life. You have no reason to be like that, because you don't have responsibilities. The people that should be mad, if somebody went to college, like some of the people, if you weren't on scholarship, you had to pay. They paying back student loans, plus they got student loans, then they got rent, they got groceries, they got a vehicle to get back and forth to work, or paying for transportation to work. Like, people like that deserve to be angry. If you're being taken care of by your parents, but that's just the young mind. They don't, they still mad, somebody picking on them in school or something like that. To them, that's a big issue. But they don't realize when you get grown and on your own, that's when real issues come. So If you want to put that off, go to college for four or five, however many years you need to go. And I recommend when you first go, at least stay on campus the first year, at least 1 year, because it's so much stuff going on campus that, you always find something to do, somewhere to be, meet a lot of people, and you just have fun, man. And then later on, you can move, because I know a lot of campuses, colleges, they have mandatory freshmen. You have to stay in the dorms, and then after you can move. But staying in the dorms, I stayed in the dorms probably except for 1 year. Well, most of 1 year.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, but I stayed in the dorms that time, and then we moved into apartment.
Right.
Yeah, but it was I had so much fun in college, man. It was gnarly, dude. It was gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I know you got more things you want to tell though, because
I just started off that one, just a little short one, man. We got so many stories to tell, because college it's basically a story every day, something to tell.
It's a life. It's kind of you consider like as a lifetime situation, because whether I don't know how your grades, how smart you are, but between 4 to 6 years, that's kind of a lifetime being on your own as a young adult. So you're gonna have a lot of stories to tell, just like we do. I mean, because I have a lot of memorable things, man. Like I said, some good things and bad things and some funny things. But I've done things I never thought I would ever do when being on my own. But like I said, I'm not gonna give that away yet, because it's not my turn to tell my story.
Yeah, that's like, when you get to college, it's like that song Survival. Only the strong can survive. It's called Survival. Survival.
Yep.
Yeah, you will find ways to survive, man. You don't even think, and then it's just like passed on. When you come in, other people that have been there, freshmen, even some of the freshmen, they might, because people start school different times,
right?
But they'll know stuff, what to do, do this, do that. They just pass it on. You just get like, it's almost like I guess the prison stories, how they say when they get to prison, people tell them how to survive, but that's the same thing in college. You get there and people tell you what to do, the best way to do this, best way to do that, and you just learn, you just get it up, and then after a while you're a vet at it, man. It's easy. Yeah, yep. It's a beautiful thing, man, going to college. So all of y'all who are contemplating, wondering what you're gonna do, if you're not even sure of college, not even about the life, go to a technical school, get you some type of skills, something that you can, that'll transfer for you, especially to working on your own. You can go be a plumber, electrician, welder, something like that. So get you some type of skill, even if you don't enjoy the college life, get you some type of education and go to one of these tech schools, junior colleges or whatever, but get you some skills. But we mainly focused on the college because both of us went to college.
Right.
So we about done wrapped on this mini-sode. We're gonna call it a mini-sode. We didn't talk for too long. But it's gonna be shows will get better and better and better. Watch and watch. Because after this, man, Oprah Winfrey already called.
You're right.
Tyler Perry, CNN, Fox, all of them already called us. So y'all need to go ahead and get on with us now, because that's one thing I don't like. I don't like bandwagon jumpers. When we get back to our pushing 1 million followers again, then everybody will want to be calling in and talking and all that. And if any of you want to get in on the show, hit us up. Leave a comment in the comment section and with your email or a way to contact, and we can send you a link to get on, and you can tell stories too. This is a community thing, man. We trying to just get this is worldwide, man. This ain't just local. This ain't local. This is worldwide, baby.
All right then, y'all. Well, we're gonna put this on pause, but we're gonna come back with another episode with the college life experience. So stay tuned. We ask y'all just continue, this doing well. Take care of yourself. Go to the doctor. Do all those good things. Stay alive. Stay healthy. Until then, y'all have a great week. Peace.